So far, so good. Okay, we'll start. Whatever is the case or whatever will be, will be. So, guys, it's the Zone 4.2 individual online championship being played in LOME. Um, Ghana is representing, so as always, I'll be looking at Ghana's games primarily, and then I will jump on to the games of the other squad, right? Um, I can't find round one. I was testing out my internet connectivity. It was pretty bad, and I was like, okay, maybe at the end of everything, I would like do a video roundup because I can at least upload videos, but streaming was like problematic. So I unfortunately I can't find round one, but that's like I'll find a way to figure it out, but like I really don't know what's going on. But we're in round three again, shockingly, right? Because I'm sure they changed the time slots during the technical meeting because from the schedule we had, it was supposed to be what you call it it was supposed to be 2 rounds per day. So they were supposed to play from 9, and I think they would finish like by 1. Then they would have a break, and they will resume at 4. But then we are at round 3, unless of course like the title here is gone, right? So we are going to jump straight into it. I'll just give you like a quick. Let me work on this a bit, and I'll be with you in a second. So that's basically what has been going on in the so give me a second. Oh, I didn't do it. Interesting. We'll stick to it. We'll stick to it. We'll stick to it. Okay. So we have Inokitek Energy versus Wargood. Interesting. Wargood has white, so he has the opportunity of a lifetime. We have a Spanish, Rui Lopez. You know, I wonder if going for like a Petrov in this position is fine. I don't know if it changes much, right? But he doesn't allow it. We get this position. Takes, tries to refuse the whole bishop coming in here. E5 idea, knight BD2, knight F3, F1 to G3, then to this wonderful square. Very funny ideas with G4, G5, attacking, going crazy, going ham. Maybe that's what he was trying to avoid. Well, I mean, fine. Takes, and now queen takes. He has this, but then, I mean, bishop comes in here. Is that a problem? Because ideally, you wouldn't allow your opponent to develop this way. Of course, if he does view his bishop coming into this square as much more desirable than like e6, then that makes perfect sense. Yeah, so he does value bishop to b7 more. First of all, he has an immediate attack here. Castles, king side. Maybe he'll push e5 at some point. But the queen, yeah, doesn't really have anything doing here. Queen to c2, c5, and then we get d4, which is basically what we want in this position. Takes, intermezzo move. Is there problems with this? Oh, wait, just take with the knight? Yeah, but I don't know if you want to allow this. Okay, that's fine. Queen comes in, knight jumps in, castles, and now we have a6. So, okay, we are not yet at the current position. Okay, interesting. So what are the dynamics we see here? Basically, play is going to be on the queen side, right? I'm not just looking at the apex pawn. The point is the pawn structure in the center is locked. It's going to be very difficult to kind of launch an attack on the queen side. It could be possible, like, but again, I see that after like knight g5, we just simply have this move and nothing continues from there. So maybe launching an attack on the king side does not seem to make any sense. There is an open file on the C file, on the C file. So I feel like that's where the ideas like would go more. Would he even like would that even be a good idea? Like a5, a5, b5, b4? Would that even be a good idea? I wouldn't say sure. Give me a second. Okay. 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 So yeah, I do believe that if there's any action going on this in this position, it's going to be on the queen side. Um, it, white light square bishop at the moment is bad. That's kind of why I was kind of pushing for this idea, because you could move the bishop to a different position, which may be much better, but not so much. There are, I don't know if it works here, but you know, sometimes there's this plan of going like f5, sort of like these King's Indian defense positions where you try and break open from here and attack. But again, if you can find a way to weaken this structure, make this bishop more active, then I can support that idea. Yeah, but yeah, this is kind of expected. So maybe a move like knight here. Yeah, knight to a2, rook takes c1, queen takes c1. If the rook comes in here, then you have the rook blocks. If they trade, then this game is just losing any oomph that it had. But what I do see is that after knight a2, then there's just rook e2, rook e to c8 is what's going to happen on this point. So not much is going to happen here. This rook is, I feel like that's the only thing you should do, because even if, for example, like we have rook a2, knight a2, rook here, and then here again, I'm liking knight a2 because of the plausibility of coming into this square. That's why I'm not picking like the other side, because if you can indeed get your knight to this square, it may be good for you, especially with the trades happening at the, on the side of the board. Maybe we get the trades off. I don't know, I don't see that happening. I don't know. But yeah, it's I believe that these are the ideas that are going to happen in this position. Oh wait, actually I'm missing. Okay, no. At this point, it's not possible. Yeah, at this point, it's not possible. Yeah. Next game. Unfortunately, I don't think we are going to find a London system in this tournament. Trust me. Sure. Yeah, this is just a bad ball. You would expect to see a lot of this. I briefly looked at round 2 when it was being played, or maybe round 1, I don't know. And a lot of the boards were very like wrong, so we just look at what we can figure out. Correct me for being wrong. d4, d5, bishop f4, e6. We have the London system. Edmond Porter, how you doing? Welcome. Knight f3, f5. Against the London system, normally when players play like this, or when people play like this, I do feel like the intention is to sort of throw the London system player off, because it attempts to play something that you don't often see in like a traditional London system game. Am I right? So I feel like that's why sometimes people do that, even to me, right? Is Daniel Doglo playing? I don't think so. I know Smart is playing. No, Loglo is not playing, fortunately. He's too big for these tournaments. He's too big. Either that or they don't have a board for him. It could be either. It could be either. You will help me. You are 1700. I don't know what you mean by you will help me. I don't know what you mean by you will help me. But do I know him? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. F5, E3, knight F6, C4. Okay. All this is cool. All this is cool. As a London system connoisseur, this is all cool. Castles, castle. So I was saying, oh, this is cool, but suddenly I look at this position and I see some issues. He's kind of expecting or hoping his opponent goes like d takes c4. Yeah, yes. Edmund, I don't know if you know of this channel very well, but I covered the entire nationals, phase 1 and phase 2. So like, I was here when he qualified. That's like that's what I'm wondering. Because I do often cover the nationals. So I'm fully aware that he's qualified to play in the national. I mean, he had a very terrible round 1 to round 3, and he managed to claw his way back in the final round. So yeah, he's also a London connoisseur like me. So I'm fully aware, Edmund Koda. Don't worry. Maybe it's your first time here, so it's no problem. No, because your name seems familiar, so I felt like you've been to this channel before. That's kind of like why I answered. Yeah. Anyway, so I heard taking here is obviously a bad idea. You could play, for example, bishop takes. Like looking at the current pawn structure, maybe you'd value the knights more than the bishops. Again, there's also this like far-fetched idea that you can make where it's like, okay, my opponent has his pawns on light squares. There's a plausibility that in the end game, I'm not playing, I'm reviewing. This is the Zone 4.2 Individual Online Chess Championships, and I'm basically just giving commentary on the games. So I'm not playing. It's been a while I've streamed personally. So we're looking at the game between Onuoha Obioma versus Kaku Alari. So yeah. I'm just mentioning the possible ideas. But he's playing this kind of like stone wall structure and placing his knight in the central square here, which is a very good position for his knight. Ideally, in chess positions, when your opponent has his knight like in this kind of an outpost, you want to deal with it immediately. But again, sometimes it's not so straightforward. Like ideally, if, for example, we had like knight here on e5, taking with the other knight may be fine. Like, but the decisions you would want to make here are probably a little bit different. You would contemplate this, but maybe you may feel like, okay, I'm opening the bishop a little bit. Like there are so many things you could consider here, right? I am often of the mindset of I want to remove this knight of the outpost as soon as possible. But yeah, suddenly my mind is changing on the fact that I think that white's position was okay. I mean, it's not like white is losing, but this is not looking comfortable for white. I think he was hoping for maybe some line of this and then knight takes and he can develop his knight to this square. So I'm just reviewing, looking at the games. Oh, national champion Bernard Anhere. National champion Bernard Anhere playing, some would like to call it the reverse landing. But it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting that he plays this because okay, you see, sometimes with the landing system, the interesting thing is I hate this line, right? Because this allows a very annoying knight bishop to g4, which sometimes as a landing system player you may not enjoy with like after this pawn push, so on and so forth. But it does make it hard for your opponent to play certain moves that go against the landing. So for example, like c4. Right, but if, for example, it was d4, d5, and your opponent played here, this is an immediate move. But with knight f3, which is like more of a flexible move, you cannot easily predict that your opponent is going for the landing system. So, like moves like c5, you may not consider them immediately, right? But yeah, all this is fine. All this is completely fine. It's going to be a boring game. Wait, it's two Ghanaians playing Smart versus Bernard Anhere. You know, I keep forgetting that Smart is a London system player. Interesting. Oftentimes, I think this position is bad for white. In my opinion, I often think this position is bad for white. Again, this idea, normally when you study these like pawn structures, Mauricio Flores, he talks about this kind of pawn structure and the plans for black, and these kinds of positions very much don't support it. So I don't know what's gonna happen here. Queen a4. Jumping quickly between games. Ooh. Okay, King's Indian. This is the Tarash, right? No, this is the Samish. I had a friend in the university who used to play the Samish primarily. Okay. I don't think you'd want to take. You get this Maroxy bind structure if your opponent takes and you take back. You get this Maroxy bind structure. The opponent doesn't take. Okay. Okay, we do not get the Maroxy bind structure, and now we get this move. So it is like the similar pawn structure, but the location of the knight is quite different. And yes, this position looks very scary, and like it can like really backfire for white. But until like any definitive threatening, weakening moves are made, white is completely fine at the moment. He can even just castle kingside. Some may choose to stay in the center, but I mean, in my general opinion, I don't like this position for white. It doesn't feel, it's not a comfortable position to play. White could be, I mean, white is 1900, black is 1600, so he could be underestimating him in some way, but all in all, it's mm. Nothing much. He's just simply going to go h4, h5. That's the idea here. Normally, you try and stop it with this, but with g4, that's not an easy decision to make. And even funny enough, let's make a funny move like this. I'm looking at this, right? Even with this, there's a problem. So I don't know about white's position here. So I don't know about black's position here, especially with how it seems like he's allowing the attack in the first place. You're going now, you have to, hey, no problem. Thanks for dropping by. Clinton. Look, are these clocks correct? Yeah, it's not correct. It's not correct. It's not correct. It's kind of disappointing sometimes when this happens. But anyways, oh, come on. Some of the games that would be very exciting. The bottom boards are not having like working boards. They are not having like working boards. So we just have to stick to the boards that we think are working. And it's like these, the boards where the timer is not like too low. Like if you can see here, somebody's at 7 minutes while the other person's at 1 hour. So I think the only two boards that we can really rely on are the top two boards. That's Onopite Kennedy and then Wari Gold or Abdul Rahim Waris. Okay, so what happened here? Oh, he went for the alternative. Oh. Yeah, I understand this move in regards to defending this, but like ceding the square to black, I don't agree with. 92. Really, he went. Is he looking into this? I mean, it does get him to the same square, so it's not that different. Queen here seems to anticipate this idea. He could still jump in this way, but then of course if you jump in here we can still play this and we still stop him. So what happened? Queen b6 and then queen b3. At some point, I don't know. It's not. I don't support this move so much because of the weak diagonal. But f3 could be played. But this pawn is really like a weak point in white's position, and black is really like targeting it. If this knight ever leaves here, rook here is definitely an option. I don't know if he's ever going to consider pushing this pawn, but yeah. At this point, if anything, oh, it's not quite to move, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, it even makes this possible, because if you want to stop this, actually you can't do that. I was thinking you could do b6 and then take 6, and then because of this, your opponent has to do something else. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Wait, this game also might be stuck. Yeah, this game. So it's only one board that's actually working. It's only one board that's actually working. It's pretty sad though. Yeah, sometimes there's a problem with the DGT board and it kind of fixes itself after as the tournament is going on, but we'll see. Queen b3. Oh, I actually even missed the fact that, oh, okay. I actually missed that fact as well. Is that interesting? I completely missed the fact that this would actually happen at some point as well. I sincerely can't find a move for black here. The best you can do is just maybe a waiting move, right? You can't really tell what's going on. Yeah, that move was possible. Again, you are developing your knight here. If this rook comes in, we can prove the position, which is good. Oh, okay, it's fine. It's fine. The only way I presume this move will be made is if you are trying something with the pawns here. But I mean, can we switch? Like, can we flip the switch? Like, for example, oh, we don't have that move. At least not yet. Okay. I was thinking if this gives us the ability to like try and start something on our opponent's inside. So with this move, what we definitely see could be happening in the knight jumping. So like knight jumps in, remove the queen. Wow. Okay. Remove the queen back. No. What move would be much more fitting here? Maybe we can play here. He jumps in because now we have two defenders. Slide the queen back. Is there any benefits to coming here? Like, just for the sake of argument's sake, like this, again, just for argument's sake, something like this. Of course, your opponent can stop it and everything, but my point is, can we now shift focus to the king side in some way? I played a game on the channel. I think I've posted it. I'm not sure if I have one already, where my opponent's pieces just seem to focus on the queen side, and he didn't notice I had an impending attack with like rook e6, slide over and then attacking on the king side. So sometimes when I look at like where all my opponent's energy is, the way this was explained to me was in a video. I don't even know who the creator was, but he explained this attacking strategy from Gary Kasparov, where he seemed to put a lot of pressure on one side of the board when his opponent was over concentrated on that side, and he quickly shifted the attack to the king side. So it was very nice and very intuitive. So that's what I'm trying to, that's why I keep weighing in on that idea. I feel like it's not impossible. You could also just decide to play this. Again, I still think the opponent is going to go this way, and I don't see how you make a difference from here. I think shifting into an aggressive position might be the best way to go from here. I get that. Let me see what our engine is saying here. Engine never agrees with me, so I'm not even gonna stress myself. Ooh. Okay, so rook c3, which I'm like, it's fine, but I mean, like rook c3, I feel like it just best I can see rook c3, knight comes in and like the queen goes back, and then maybe you have like b4 in that line. That's kind of like where my whole mind with that move is ever going to. Oh, he does play rook c3. I mean, that's the most normal move to play, but I was trying to go for a way. Maybe my idea doesn't work. Again, I was just like, so my idea was knight c3 and here, and then we jump in here. Again, I don't know the move that would be played here by our opponent. It says g6, which is like, it's basically just preempting this, but it's not completely bad. It's not completely bad. It's not completely bad. You could go for it. It may be a little bit like top heavy, like you can't really tell, because you are risking it, right? Play should be over here, so switching the attack here might not be the best. So I can understand that. And I mean it feels too slow and boring. Okay, wait, that's all right. It doesn't. There is knight g3 to f5. Not necessarily targeting here, but you have like this square. If you can bring the queen in, but I don't think these way. Oh wait, actually after knight here, I think it's better to go this way, because with b3, if the knight jumps back, you can win the rook. So I think that's also something you have to get. Mind you, Kennedy, let's just put it that way. Kennedy is a good friend. We do chat a bit, and both, I mean, yeah, Abdul Rahim Waris is definitely gunning for him, so The position has become very boring right now, but let's see what happens. End games are what normally prove one's metal. So there's a lot. Let me reload the page and see if maybe the bots have fixed themselves. Nope. Still having problems. Rook c3. Would you want to play rook takes? Would you want to play rook takes in this scenario? I do feel like playing rook takes here just leads to a drawn game, end game. Or actually, maybe there's more pressure in the position than there's no pressure here. The knight may not be the best in this position. The game is just not knight c3, knight c5 just denies the draw. But rook takes, I think, just moves into. I mean, you do get into an end game position, but would white be better? Like in a king and pawn end game, I think white would be better because of this far advanced pawn, I guess. Yeah, so once again, this is the Zone 4.2. It's played every year. And the countries within the named zone are the ones that participate in the tournament. I don't know them offhand, but I know Ghana is part. Yeah, so Ghana sent quite a large team of players. It's an individual tournament, but quite a number of players from Ghana did like come in to play this tournament. And it's very happy. It's very good to see how Ghana is like really pushing the envelope these days. And for those who are new to this channel, this is PM Chess. I mostly try my best to do educational chess content and cover African-based chess tournaments. I mean, mostly you see me covering Ghana's tournaments, but if there's any African tournament with with their game being published, like with the DGT boards and everything, I do my best to cover them. So if you're interested in stuff like this, you can always check the videos on the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and it does help me out. So yeah, I haven't streamed in a while, and it's, don't worry, a story for another time. Anyways, play a move, Kennedy. Kennedy is going to spend 19 years making this one move. I'm trying to like envision this position without the pieces. The kings come in. This is what I think. What's his name? The guy who used to stream with Daniel Araditsky, Grandmaster Daniel Araditsky, David Hess. Yeah, this is what David Hess calls a collinear move, right? You want your opponent to capture in a position that's much more favorable for you. So, actually, I don't think it's this. I don't think this is what he's looking for sure. I don't think this is it. Maybe he just wants to capture with the knight, but he wants the opponent to let him capture on his terms. And that's what's going on here, which is actually quite interesting. It's not a move I expected. It's not a move I expected. Wait, could he be planning to sacrifice a pawn? Like, let's just make a funny move here. Let's just make a move like, could he be planning like something along these lines? It does activate his bishop, right? Like, it does activate his bishop. And if your opponent doesn't take in that line, for example, if your opponent doesn't take in that line, how many Ghanaian players? I recall 7. I recall 7. Yeah, you can either trade here or lock the position up. And now they are like, you can move there, you can reposition and realign everything. Again, this is nice for the queen. You can move the knight. You can bring the bishop back if you want. Like, I don't know. That could be like an idea. That could be like an idea. So we have, for example, the national champion, and then the female national champion playing. We have some of the Olympia team members playing. We have Prince Akpa. We have Francis Akwanda. Yeah, and then we have like also very strong players like Clinton, Daniel from Ponsmart, who unfortunately couldn't qualify. Like, that was like the shock of the century. And who else? We have some of the kids in Redham who, like, very young. I think 6 years. No, 6. I think I've made her younger than I'm supposed to be. Redham, who was 2nd in the women's national chess championship. She's also the Sing Manum. Very aggressive player, very good. Like, has very good potential. I've played him, I think 2 or 3 times in. I've played him 2 or 3 times in the nationals. So far, I haven't lost to him, thank God, because he's like a very strong attack. Okay, should I use the word strong? Like, he's a ruthless. I think that's the word, ruthless attacker. Like, if you take your time, you can weather his attack. But if you get emotional, his attack is just going to drown you, right? Very strong guy. Very, very strong guy. But this move really changes how I saw the game. It seemed like a no-brainer to just play the knight here. But maybe he was also concerned about the fact that the game could quickly shift onto the king side. I mean, it still could, but now it's not so straightforward, right? But let me just check here. Like, what would the engine prefer? Pawn take? Because that sounds very tricky. Just queen takes. Pawn takes is the worst option, obviously. Because you are literally allowing something that you don't want to see. Yeah, Clinton does spend a lot of time thinking. He does spend a lot of time thinking. Yes, he does. I don't know where he's literally Topalov, right? They literally use all the time on the clock. Like, playing Warriors has to be the most annoying experience ever. Because, like, look, when he's winning, he spends time. When the game is neutral, he spends time. And mostly when chess players lose, they spend even more time because they want to save the position. So, like, playing a winning position against Warriors must be the most stressful experience ever, because he's going to make you sit down on the board for 4 hours, you know? Oh, well, I haven't played him before. I haven't played him over the board before. I probably have some online games against him, but I've never played against him over the board before. I don't think they get any. Let me recheck. I don't think they get any extra moves after move 40. I don't think so. I don't think they do. Let me just reconfirm this. Uh, I mean, this was at this point. I just think we're about to throw the game. Give me a second. What? Where is this? Okay. Nope, I don't have the time control here. Yeah, I don't have the time control here, unfortunately. It's the same thing, right? Trading on my terms, trading on my terms, trading on my terms. Wait, but would we want to play this? This is a bad move. I'm too much on the attack. I'm too much on the attack. I have to stop. But there's definitely going to be a trade or something very soon or at some point. Who knows when like B4 is going to be played. I sincerely expect B4 to be played at some point. The best mistake would be this. Like this would be a dream mistake for Kennedy. I don't know, but like for me, with how Warrigo played it, I do feel like Rook C3. I do feel like he's playing for a draw. But again, it's Warrigo, so it's uncharacteristic of him to play for a draw. Like he will play to win. You know, I had a conversation with him briefly, and he just seems like a guy who always goes for the win. And I can understand it. Like again, when I look at the position, just king and pawns, like it's still draw, but this advanced pawn like really does help him. The question is, how does he infiltrate to make use of this pawn? That's what I can't envision, right? But if we trade off everything on the board, white would be slightly for choice in the king and pawn endgame. Though again, I still think it's going to be 100% of a draw. So I think that's probably what he's going for. He's trying to go for an endgame position where he's slightly better. So I would not be shocked if, let's say there's no trade in this position, but they both start moving their kings closer. And once their kings are in the prime position that they're looking for, then we are going to see the trade happening. That's kind of like what I'm trying to envision. Of course, even with even king to f1, again, not the best idea ever, but I'm still looking into it, right? Does encourage that because the queen is no longer checking the king, right? There's no pin on that side of the board anymore. We might just see a king there. Wait, this is not possible now, right? Or is it still possible? Takes. Still possible though. I don't know if that's what he's going to go for. Again, the whole point of that is you want to free the bishop, right? And your opponent would not want to do ignore it. I don't think he would. I don't know how good of a move this is, but the concept is very straightforward and makes sense. Come on. Prove me right or prove me wrong, Kennedy. Prove me right or prove me wrong. Let me do this thing. Since we're going to be here for a bit. Again, the reason I'm not looking at the other bots is because their bots are faulty. So I'm just looking at this. It's going to be a bit loud. Give me a second. Okay. But the pairing for Bernard and Smart was just like bad. Come on. It's an individual tournament, but why are the Ghanaians playing each other? Okay, so let me look at the round results. Let me look at the round results on chess results. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So he does play f5. Oh my goodness, I feel like a pro. I feel like a pro. Again, it's obvious once you look at the bishop, right? Because like I was talking about lines where you played the bishop here to target there, but I don't see how he yields fruit. Yeah, so it's very clear here. It's very clear here. What I haven't figured out is, again, White does not want to play this move. The moment White plays this move is just bad, at least in this current position. So you have to make a choice of trading and opening up the bishop or doing something else. And it's more than like even just opening up the bishop, right? It's not even about even trying to attack. You are basically taking away White's strong pawn center advantage, which I was talking about. Like if we enter into a king and pawn endgame because of the strong pawn advantage, then you have an idea here. But then what happens is now you give, let's say, even if there's a trade here, you give the possibility of your king using these pawns to invade upon this, like to invade into your opponent's side. That way the draw chances are increased, right? And maybe you have a chance of counterattack. But if everything was to have happened normally, then White is the one who has the advantage, if that makes any sense. Give me a second. So again, taking I think is the worst of the two options. Again, it's a trade. It's not really a sacrifice, it's a trade because you win this guy. So taking I feel like is the worst option of the two. The next one is to ignore and play something else. Again, you don't want to trade because you help your opponent get like here and then here. Right now, the two are targeting alongside, but the bishop doesn't do anything at this point. But you may not want to allow this. Again, if you take, there's still this problem. So, okay, maybe there's knight here at this point. But then we have takes, and then again, there's still a weakness here. So it's yeah, there's a little bit of b4. Eventually, we mentioned it will be played. Doesn't change much. We go take, you go take, and then we still have this. Knight takes doesn't do anything, right? Wait, is that a mistake? Wait. Takes, no, then we have knight take. No, still, right? This guy is not. Then queen takes. But then your opponent has, okay, not really a passed pawn, but now he has this. We can just jump back with our knight, and now we can pile up on this pawn. Like we have a clear target. No. Yeah. Pawn push is definitely not what we're trying here. I don't see the benefit of that move. I think he has to take. If he doesn't, his opponent gets f3. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get f3. He can hold on for a bit. He probably can start with the knight move first. He has this, right? Basically. Yeah. I think he has to play pawn 6 now. Like, indeed, pawn push can be met with like f3. Wait, would that? Actually, I'm seeing something very funny here. I don't think it works because now your opponent can just jump in here, right? If this move was possible, then you kind of make these knights very useless at this at the stance. Oh wait, no, he has a4. Yeah, so I'm expecting knight c6 or something. Oh, okay. So what happened on round 1? What? Bro, we are seeing some strange results. Okay, that's not. This is crazy. This is crazy. Crazy and exciting at the same time. Let me reload again and see if the boards have changed. Nope. The clocks for the other boards haven't changed in a bit. Yeah. Yes. No. Unfortunately. Is there any merit to white playing a5 rather? I don't see. Like a5, a takes, queen takes. I don't even think if I was white I would want to take. Regardless of it, like like a4. Okay, maybe you can't play it here because now this move is actually possible. Even after this, you still have like problems to deal with. So like maybe you have to just play something here first. I don't know, here. Like, I can't figure out the move here because this kind of like what I think whoever gets to play a4, a5 may have something. Trying to figure out funny ways we could try and break through here as black. At first it looked good for whites, then it looked good for black. Now it's looking good for black. Mainly because like if we do get what we are looking for, then black is sort of like tied down to the defense of this pawn, and we can simply develop around it. Oh wait, oh no, yeah, the queen is still dependent. And at this point, you can try and draw. He goes queen c7 immediately. Okay. Observing the pin. So it's mainly because of the pin. That's why I was considering the move queen takes instead of like this knight takes, right? If you take with this knight, then this pawn is falling. That's even before the queen comes in. I think if queen here, I want to get pawn take. And then we can get maybe a knight capture. Kind of slowing this idea down. There's still this. I mean, there's so much going on. It looks like it's just going to end up being a draw, but it's not so straightforward. If anyone, I think black is inching for a victory. What would be the best response? I feel we still have to keep watching this pawn, which is why I prefer queen here. Like, I don't see any other move that makes a lot of sense. You could also just say I would hold on here, but then after takes here... Like, what move do you make here? It's... Here we play e takes f5, interesting. E takes f5, queen d3. Agent actually disagrees with me and shows like white is better. Slightly better. 0.5. Warrior Goat's time is quite low. That might be the deciding factor of whether this game ends in a draw. Yeah, that's true as well. I mean, it's typical of Warrior Goat to be on low on time. Trust, it's typical. But what I was trying to figure out, yeah, that's why I even took my phone. I was trying to figure out whether they have increments, and how big the increment is. That's what I wanted to figure out. Oh, he has a lot of time, guys. He has a lot of time. Now, unless of course they made a change to the time rules, it's supposed to be 90 minutes for the first 40 moves, and then when you get to 40 moves, you have 30 minutes plus 30 seconds increment. Wait, what? Okay, I don't know if they've changed the time control. But we'll see if by move 40 the times increase, then we'll know what's going on. He does play Queen D3. Yeah, Queen D3 is the most logical. Again, we know that this is White's weak point. But Phoenix Prodigy, it's good to see you. It's been a while. Again, even if the engine is saying that this is not so good for... It's not so good for... If the engine is saying it's not so good for black, I feel like the only way black can sort of probe White to make a mistake, right? Because if he played the normal stuff he was going to play, again, probably still going to be a draw, but White is very on his neck there. And here I feel like you should take. I mean, you could play this though. There's still this possibility. And again, the point is to try and... Okay, yeah, it doesn't even work here. Yeah, it doesn't work here. Yeah, it doesn't work here. So I think at this point you have to take. And it's possible it's going to be this move, because there are enough defenders here. And I was thinking that the move continues this way, because we can jump in here with our knight. We kind of ignore this guy and we play around it. Or you go this way and figure out a way to keep attacking this guy. Those are the options I'm kind of looking at here. Queen D3 is like ignore. Okay, the two options are to take and to go pawn push, which is interesting. Hey, Kojoaka, it's been eons. I hadn't heard from you in a very long time. For a second, I thought you were lost in the mines, or you were lost in the catacombs. It's good to see you. It's good. It's very, very good to see you. Once again, unfortunately, only one board is working. That's why we are on this game. It's not because I like Kennedy or I have a special like for Warris or anything like that. Though Kennedy plays the London, that's not the reason. It's simply because this is the only board that's working. Yeah, it's good to have you back. It's good to have you back. So are you back? Are you back, or like you're still involved in like what you were doing, but you're just taking as we used to say in Achimota, time off your busy schedule to pay a visit to the channel? Like, it was so annoying. Like, for the 3 years we were in Achimota school, every single prefect would say the exact same line. Headmistress, oh, I can't remember the line. Headmistress, members of staff, something, some esteemed guests, parents, fellow students, thank you for taking time off your busy schedules to be. It's kind of annoying. It was the most annoying experience ever. Sort of back. That's cool. Okay. What? Wait, guys. Am I 2100? Like, am I 2100? Usually, whenever Kennedy is playing and I try and predict his moves, I get it wrong. But every single move, apart from Rook C5, has been completely predicted by me. Actually, every move has been predicted by me except B4 from White. But every idea of Kennedy has been predicted by me. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be doing a video on these arena titles. If you guys want to become GMs, I'm going to show you the way. Oh, goodness gracious. So far the biggest result we've had is what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Who was it? No, let me check the name again. One of the Ghanaian players drew against Olisa Tennyson. One of the Ghanaians drew against him. Trying to remember who it was. Ghana chess. I can't find it. Oh, it's BCE. It's gonna take a while. I don't remember where I saw it. I don't remember where I saw the message. But I think Jeshron also drew a 2000 rated player, which is also crazy, right? Funny enough, this is anyways, we'll talk about that. Where did I see that whole announcement? I saw this whole announcement about yes, Daniel Frimpong Smart drew against Olisa Tennyson. Yeah, Daniel Frimpong Smart drew against Olisa Tennyson. Who's a 2300? So that's crazy. Yeah. And Jeshron drew some 2000 rated player. Let me see. Jeshron seems to always do well against like the very strong players, but it's like those his level and lower, sometimes he seems to struggle against them for some strange reason. Yeah, Jeshron drew Onuoha Obioma, who is like a 2000 rated player. So yeah, the boys are doing well. They are preparing for the Olympiad. Okay, so this is where my calculation went up to, and H6. No, okay, no H6. Knight to B6. Yeah, which is the move I recommended. Guys, I'm playing like GM level. Knight F8. Like, who in God's name thinks about Knight F8? It's strange though. Like I again, like from a human being's perspective, I feel like most people would look at this and be like, yeah, black seems to be making headway. But where I feel like I am not really focusing much on is the possibility of A4 at some point. Okay, with the knight here is not so strong, but you see the whole issue going on here. And the last way that we can have an attack is the queen. So what is this boiling down to? Yeah, see, that's played obviously. So is there a way we can add this knight to the defense? So we have one. We don't have the third move. We don't have the third move. So how? Like why does the engine still think white is better here? Because I see what I'm missing. Yeah, I'm dumb. I was thinking that random move here, if we played this, then our opponent is in trouble. I'm completely missing the fact that this exists. Yeah, so there's no other way to add an attacker to this. What queen trade 2 doesn't exist? Wait, maybe a queen trade exists, right? Again, here you can't jump in here because you use this. So like if we do get this, then this is just fine. This is what am I missing in my whole calculation here? Actually, will I find that? I keep forgetting. Okay, he has 7 minutes to make. So he has 14 minutes to make 7 moves, which is not impossible. And I think the moves just play themselves, so not so good of a deal. I think the moves just play themselves here. Yeah, so for all the moves I could figure out, I just couldn't figure out this one. Like, what would, if I were white, what would I make here? Because if what doesn't exist, the best I can do is to make an interim move, which probably would like help me in the end game. And I can't say for sure what move would that would be. Like, could it be like G4? Like, here you have an empty move because you're waiting for your opponent to do something. There's no like, if black wants to do something, it has to be attacking this guy, and there's nothing you can do about it. The other idea I was looking at is, let's find a way to replace the queen from defending here and maybe start an attack here or something. Like, I like the options. Let me just see what the engine says here. Knight to G5. How does knight to G5 do anything? He sees it for sure. And the funny thing is that you would still want to play, like, if your opponent plays H6 here, you would definitely want to come in this way, right? Yeah, knight G5. I was thinking knight G5, but I didn't see like how this helps. I wasn't so sure like how that would help. I was initially thinking something else, but yeah, you want to play G6 here. And the thing about G6, I think, is you can bring the knight back and then you have a target here. But I don't think that's what you want to do. You know, like, it's very interesting, right? We look at this position, like here, and I was like, oh wait, all play is going to be on the queen side, right? From here, I'm like, all plays are going to be on the queen side, and white is going to be like at the brunt of it. So what we say happens, and the play is all on the queen side. Everybody's pushing on the queen side, and I'm like, wait, can't F5 be played? Right? Kind of like cheesing the whole thing out here. And then all of a sudden, now white is doing what black was doing, and is now going to have to, king h2 is just, nah. Yeah, king h2 is not the move. King h2 is not the move. King h2 is not the move. Again, he's not losing, but he's not losing by any stretch of the imagination. But king h2 is not the move. Would we now go for this? Actually, yeah, if we do get the trade here, doesn't it just help us? We take it and we just come back and we are targeting this guy again. That just helps us. Yeah, king h2. Yeah. No, knight g5 is... I missed it, but I think for someone of like Warri Gold's level, knight g5 is very clear. It's very clear. And the point is not because you're actually winning, it's because you're creating a weakness. Which is like what I was pointing out about this guy coming in here, right? But again, it takes something to see these things. I don't know if, like, again, for argument's sake, let's just make a random move. This is not a good move, but I don't know, like something of this sort. You are still defending. There's a target here. Actually, if I don't know why I was even saying that. Yeah. Then you have this, right? I don't know. But king h2, like, king h2 may not be a bad move, but comparing king h2 to what knight g5 does, king h2 is not that strong. So I'm just looking at trading of the queens right now, because knight g5 is still possible, right? Knight g5 is still possible. So like if you go this way, this is still possible. I don't know how this changes anything, but like I don't know how knight here would change the position, but this is still possible. So yeah, king h2. That's kind of like why I'm very on this move. So what do we do here? Like I don't see how you defend this pawn if the queens are traded off. So like here and then back, and that prevents like knight g5, or slows it down, whichever word you'd want to use. I think if you do this, then white just wins, black just wins the pawn. So is king h2 just not the, yeah, I still think, okay, plus 0.1, it's basically a drawn position. Let's reload it. He goes h6. That just stopped that, but is it a queen here just concedes the draw? So that means he was aware of it. He was aware that that was the move. So he's just trying to figure out like what's the point of king h3. But just to go back a bit, like was queen c4 a move? Nope, it's not like top 3 moves. It's done. But the engine did recommend it at some point. Yeah, but h6 is the best, obviously. Just preventing the idea outright. Is it because, like, for example, if we played queen c5 takes, no, I still don't see it. I still don't see it. So h6. And the thing is if Warigo never saw knight g5, after h6 he sees it. He's gonna be like, oh my god. And the reason why that idea was so strong is this, right? If this, you kind of like play this, check, and yeah, that is all. It's like I don't like, wouldn't I just go this way, takes and then jump? Nine minutes to play 6 moves. 9 minutes to play 6 moves of our good. Again, like, guys, you've played a whole game in 10 minutes. What is making 9 moves in? What is making 6 moves in 9 minutes? It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I mean, he's likely to make like a misstep or an inaccuracy, but yeah. Like, how can we make progress as white or as black? Because my like the whole thing here is that white is kind of tied down to the defense of this guy. This knight can't move. The only two mobile pieces are this knight and the queen, but the queen can only move as long as it defends the pawn, unless of course like white has a move that causes a greater threat. Like would this be, yeah, knight takes, bishop takes. Oh, that is actually possible. Wait, am I right? Would you do that? Like queen here? Not like, I mean, the point is not to threaten it. The point is to relieve the queen of the defense and kind of let your opponent fall for a trap. So I think the best way your opponent would have to respond here is bishop takes. Of course, you always have to find the best way your opponent can respond. No, bishop takes still doesn't work, right? Because we just go check, king moves, and then we can take forking the 2. And the queen can't like escape this. Wait, that's a nice trick, I think, to kind of alleviate the queen from the defense of the pawn. But it's just temporal, like you don't have to take, that's the whole point. But that invites like this move. So tricky here. He plays f3, which I felt like he would play, but I didn't see like, okay, f3, so f3 is a very slow move. And f3 blocks. Let me just see that. Let me just see that line. h6. Of course, the engine just doesn't like anything I do. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's just that now it's no longer going to the +1s. It's like 0.0 or minus 0.1. f3 is fine. Was f3 the top move? f3 was not the top move. Either knight g3, queen g3. No, queen g3? Queen g3 is the top 3 move. Nice. When I leave the engine to wait a bit, queen g3 is the top 3 move. So like queen g3, and regardless of what takes, it's just a loss, right? And of course your opponent is not going to fall for it, so you have to figure out like how it actually helps your position. So that's I'm calling it at some point queen c4 has to be played. Like if I kind of worry for black if he tries to do something on the king side. I'm looking at the funny line again. Sometimes this is how you have to think in chess. You just create like funny. Okay, like if this idea was to have been played, how I would even do what I want to do. Just to create a funny idea here, right? Takes, if queen blocks, check, and then that. Funny lines. But it's strange how like the engine seems to like these moves. And my reason for saying that is your opponent has a light squared bishop, so having these light squared pawns is, of course, that's also typical, right? Like if you don't have a light squared bishop, you put on your pawns on light squares to defend against the weak light squares. But the way the game is transforming, I'm really wondering if this is what you want to do. And I don't know if it's ever possible that at some point in the game, white is just going to be like, okay, I have to find another square to put my bishop in. But that's going to be like a very like difficult thing to do. Yeah. What did I say? And the reason for the timing, like to play it particularly in this position, is because your opponent can't slide this way. He wouldn't really want to, but yeah, the point is that he can't slide this way if there was ever a possibility of doing that. Seven minutes to make 5 moves. Again, very simple, very easy, no threats. Yeah, I expected as much. Engine is like, don't accept the trade. Wait, what? He didn't. I saw that, I heard the stuff and I was like, what? Engine is beginning to like black a little bit more for some unknown reason. It's a, like, and again, the same thing, right? If you make this like, it's serious. Like, oh wait, actually, actually, no, that doesn't work. Sorry, bad move there from me. Of course, he's not going to play G3. I'm just trying to create some ideas here. Maybe now the king even steps in, because there's no infiltration on the dark squares. So maybe even now the king steps in. Like a funny thing too here is you can try this, because if you get a queen trade, this might be good for black. Again, the target is still the target. You can't easily dodge it. Your king side is going to be locked in sort of by this pawn. It's defended this way. Like it's going to be looking good for black here, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, what move? If you were black, what move are you going to make? Queen goes back, and then you lose this. Like, how will we even lose it first? Knight takes, and then takes. Will probably be the way to lose it. No. Yeah, maybe that'll be the way to lose it. Okay, wait. Wait. I'm trying to figure out, because the knight has knight takes here. I don't know if I want to trade off the bishops. I'll go. Let's go knight first. Let's say knight takes. Queen takes doesn't work. Okay, queen. I don't like queen takes. I'll prefer like bishop takes. Knight takes. Check. And then takes, like the line I spoke about the first time. But this is symmetrical. The only difference is bishop versus knight. And I think black is still slightly preferred in this position. Yeah, slightly preferred. It's draw, because now the position is symmetrical. But then we have this far advanced pawn. It's going to be difficult for our opponent to tackle it. If the knight wants to deal with the pawns, the king deals with it. The queen, the bishop also can watch these pawns from afar. So I would pick like black. He does go for the trade, which is interesting. Like, I think this is the worst option, because how does like, now you lose this and you don't gain anything out of it. Like, how do you stop this? Yeah, he finally plays knight takes c4. Like, what do you do here? Like already you have a difficult time making a move. Like what do you do here? We can just simply play knight back and then this pawn is gone. Like what do you do here? Okay, slight like king here. Once the king defends the pawn, we can just go back. And maybe with king here, maybe that's what's going to happen here. Okay, yeah, maybe he has a way to hold the pawn. Maybe he has a way to hold the pawn. So let's... I don't know how I feel about this move. Yeah. Just making like a set of moves here. Nope, I don't see. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, let's do it this way. King. I like white moves are a little bit difficult for me to figure out here, but here, let's say here. You go back again. This is my line to try and save this pawn, just isn't working. You still lose it. Like I don't see how you defend it. Especially after you get your king here. I don't see how you defend it. Okay, there's knight here. But the moment you play knight here, I just simply go this way. Yeah, king f7, like I said. Yeah, getting the guy here. Oh, he played king g3. King g3, it really felt like it messed up with these pawns advance, which is why I didn't like it. What I did see is that he has this move. And then again, you don't have to do anything about it, I think. Because takes, you can always take this way. There's pawn play, which is what I'm like thinking about. He has okay, now it's worrying, but he is a blitz player, so he has 1 minute, 1.5 minutes to make 3 moves. I think this is where the mistakes are coming from. So like everyone was saying, like Phoenix Prodigy and and everyone else was saying, yeah, Warriors' clock is the reason why he's messing up in the end game. Yeah, I mentioned F3. I don't think you want to even stress yourself out with that. Because takes does help your opponent come place. Still, I don't see how it stops. Like, I still don't see how it stops this. This is what I'm trying to stop. Like, if I'm white, this is what I'm trying to stop. Oh wait! I keep forgetting this. Oh, I keep forgetting this. So we don't jump there first. We come in this way, and then how? Like, what's the stop? Like, you'd like to move your king here in the next move, but it's not possible. You thought only good players could do commentary. Well, you thought wrong. Ah, so now knight takes. You know, for a second I was like, who in God's name is saying that? Until I saw that the name was Broom. How are you doing? I'm good as well. Like, bro, I've been literally predicting every move that they've played with 100% accuracy. What do you mean? He's a candidate master, and so I'm the strongest player here. And here comes the move of the century. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to take here and still hold on to the fact that you can capture this at any point in time? If knight takes c5, why not knight c5? We did get knight takes c5. Oh, I thought the king was on f3. No. I was just analyzing the board a bit. Now it's very understandable why he's playing this. I don't know if he's actually going to do the painstaking idea of going all the way back, but I don't think it works here because if you try it, for example, and then this comes in, and there's actually not even that, there's just this, then there's that. Yeah, he did play f4, and after king e7 takes, and then knight takes, and then he played knight d2, which I think is to develop himself to defend here. Funny idea, right? Funny idea. How about we go king this way? This move is still exists. Ooh, but the point I was trying to create here is, oh, if my opponent comes in here and I simply go back, knowing that he wants to come in here to defend the pawn, right? But again, there's still king here, and I can't bring my king in here to attack this. That's kind of like the idea I was trying to go for. We could play this also first. Get this guy in here, get this guy in here. Still. Like, is there a way we can even use the check? Okay, we could play this to stop the king's entrance. That allows this. We come in here. King comes in this way, we come in this way, and he still has this move. Yeah, but he's about to get 30 minutes. Unless, of course, the time control is wrong. You know, like after, I don't know if you guys do that, but at the start of every tournament, they have the technical meeting. And during the technical meeting, they decide if they want to keep the same time control, they want to change it, but within the realms of the tournament, right? So like if it's a classical tournament, within the confines of a classical tournament time control. And the reason why I feel like there might have been a change is because what is on, they were supposed to just play 2 rounds today, but this is the 3rd round they are playing today, which should not have been so. So it's plausible that he doesn't get it. Okay, no problem. It's plausible he doesn't get the 30 minutes. Yeah, we are not seeing any 30-minute time. Oh wait, you're supposed to play the move before. I don't know, but we don't see a 30 minute being added on. But he does get, he is getting 30 minutes per move, which is strange. Because if that was the case, that wouldn't be it. Again, it's about this guy. Oh no, no, there's nothing there. I was thinking he had something. I was thinking he had something here. Chess is crazy annoying, guys. Chess is crazy annoying. Like every time you try and find a way, your opponent always finds a way. And it's very interesting how white always found a way. You know the way. The reason I'm looking at this is because it kind of makes it hard for him to infiltrate in any way. But then he has this if. Actually, if4 doesn't really matter. Do we? No, we can't. There's no other way. We may have to try and do something here. Like sometimes too, what I'm thinking is there is this line where you can bring your bishop out with check. Again, no 30 minutes have been added on, so I if anything, why would you going to make mistakes here? But you know, sometimes I feel like it's negligible. I feel like the time problem is negligible. Like, especially you may say that, oh, then your opponent should play fast, but oftentimes that leads to disaster. But his opponent is going to spend like 10 minutes on this move, and like the likeliness of Warigo to have already seen that move and calculated it is very high. So oftentimes what you realize is that someone spent so much time in the beginning, and then at the end of the position, his opponent seems to catch up with him on the clock. So it's sometimes it's one of the strangest things about time management. I don't know. It feels very like often happens. What I'm noticing. So I'm kind of wondering, is it really a big deal to have low time in the end game, especially when there's like increments? But that's what often seems to, especially when it's like 30 minutes increment. It always seems to happen. Now, even though I like Black's position, it's oh boy. Let's see what the engine is saying. Oh, it's now equal. Wait, so why did the engine at some point think it was let me see what the engine would have expected, because at some point the engine was like 0.9 after the trade of the queens. So he should have gone to, okay, king f7 correct, f4 correct, which we all saw. He should have gone e takes, and then after king takes g6, g5, sorry, g6. Okay, making it difficult for the king to ever enter into Black's position. G4, just rattling out the lines. King e7 expected. Knight to f2. Oh, yeah. And what happens if we come in here? We still go knight takes. Like, and if knight takes, king e6, because it's pinned. Oh, and you win the pawn. That is interesting. Good. You need to be an engine to see that. You need to be an engine to see that. That is dumb. Give me a second. I actually do have to pick this phone. Give me a second. I do have to. Where's my mute button? Okay. Yeah, so I just had to deal with that quickly. Yeah, yeah, I was right. So he has gotten the 30 minutes added on. What happened? What happened? What in God's name? Okay. Yeah, but I mean, to see that, I don't. It's possible, but I don't know how you see it, right? Like here, you go instead of there, you go takes. King comes in here, then you go this way to prevent any entrance. Then, like, okay, what if my opponent just jumped in here? I jump back, he comes in here, and it's the exact same thing, isn't it? Right? Knight takes, king comes in. No, it's not. It's not. Wait, so what would we do? What would we do if after g6, our opponent jumped back, right, with the intention of trying to come in here? What would we do? Oh, knight takes a3, you win a different pawn. Okay. Crazy stuff. King f6, we... Okay, he can't get in here, but he still can't win the pawn. Right, so you can slide your king in. It's not? I was thinking we had this with the threat here, but it's not. King d4, you can take. And how's that wrong? Knight e5 check. King f2. Oh, and okay, I'm just dreaming right now. Some of the moves are so obvious I'm not seeing them. Now my blundering is entering into fruition. I hope these I don't know if like these results are correct, because the bots have been like very... Wait, now the games are showing in full. Okay, seems like some of the games are now showing in full. So let's see. Okay, this I don't trust. This line I don't trust, because why would I put my queen here and then take like this? I don't trust. Let's see about this. Okay. Preventing the castle. He castles himself. I mean, g4, g5 is g5, g4 is actually possible, but he wants to castle himself first. You do have to be careful about this. Your opponent can quickly switch. Yeah, and you can't exactly. Then the queen actually does have this, but not now. He plays f first. I think he's trying to deal with the threat. The bishop here does a good job of covering both sides. Now you bring the queen into this. Now your bishop can't easily just develop. It can actually. I'm spouting nonsense there. Pawn push, trying to block the whole thing. In some positions, you would actually play something else like rook takes and then take here, but not now. h4, trying to weaken the position. Again, if you get h5, knight shouldn't take because queen comes in with checkmate. Knight blocks. Do we just play bishop here, targeting this guy? Doesn't work, he just moved the knight and then we trade off. Bishop goes back. Okay, weakness. Do we take here? No, there are weak dark squares. We don't want to take here immediately. Well, screw me. That's actually what he wanted, because now you have to play rook takes first. Yeah, because and this just went away because pawn takes with the threat on the queen, and then you can, yeah. Pawn takes distracts the queen from the defense. Do you want to distract the queen from the defense? You can go knight here attacking the queen. No, that doesn't make any sense. Your pawn takes distracting the queen. Infiltrates. Rook comes in. Bishop takes. Yeah. Takes again. Pawn push here. Yeah, that's all she did. I don't see how you stop any of these 2 points, especially after the rook comes in. Yeah, rook comes in. Ooh, force the oh, that's cold-blooded, cold-hearted. Pawn push, you just can't stop it. Yeah. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, that's just over. Okay. And Aquanda's game. We have an English. Hanging pawn structure. Spot the structure. Spot the kingside structure. Maybe planning an attack in the middle of the game. Nice. Yeah, clear weaknesses. Targeting the weaknesses. Your opponent is going to scramble to defend them. Principle of 2 weaknesses. Yeah. This I don't get. Okay, you distract the queen and then what? Like, there's nothing in this position, so I don't get. Oh. Would you take the, yeah, because is it takes, rook takes, king takes here, king comes up, let's say here, that you can take here, and it's just these 3. I don't know. But he won a free piece and went back to do the exact same thing. Don't you wish you could play like this? Okay, so those are the games that we see that the game. Okay, so what happened? So we did eventually get g6, g5, and now we're gonna push for this. The move that's coming in is h5. So what do you do here? Do you just move it yourself? Because I was liking this position for white, for like, not for white, I was liking this position for black. It seemed like all of white's problems were solved, but I don't know. Maybe it's still fine. I'm not so sure. Okay. Give me a second. And thank you to everyone who subbed. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, that was the second move I was expecting. But I'm not... he goes here, so it doesn't really matter if you get this. It doesn't really matter if you get that. I think your opponent even has this, and you can't defend this one, so you just start dropping pieces. So I don't think that's what he's gonna do. Maybe you start with this first, but the reason I didn't want to allow that, okay, we can still come in this way. Yeah, we get this move. You'd want to bring your knight here. Okay. Oop. Give me a second. Oh boy. King back to F3. Okay. It's very difficult for black to make progress. That's basically the conclusion I'm coming to. King F3. Wait, I don't know what black would play here, but let me just make a subtle move like this and then play this move. Takes, knight takes, king takes. We don't want to allow this. We don't want to allow this. Okay, wait. Do we get this? Again, he would have to move back. Play this move. But now our opponent can do this. Or how about this now? Just like trying to change the move order a bit. Maybe you can. I keep forgetting. And once this happens, like you would really want the king to come into this square. Once again, I don't think this move works. Wait, maybe it does work now. Again, I know this is bad, but let's just do this. Yeah, it doesn't work. So, pawn push or ignore. Yeah, pawn push or ignore. But I think ignoring may not be the best option, because that allows the king to infiltrate. So like pawn push. Then we have pawn push here. Our opponent can jump in here for sure. I don't know. Oh boy. Oh, the most obvious move that I seem to be missing is just this, right? And the question is, do we do well after this? I think that's the most obvious move I've not even calculated yet. That is what you want to avoid. Yeah, and you kind of like, yeah. At that point you are just, I think it's just winning for white, right? Yeah, it's just winning for white at that point. Yeah, so I don't think you want to go for this move. I think this is just losing. Yeah. Again with this, you could, I think, maybe get this. And now you get this. That way, this is not that big of a deal. Because if we get takes, then this is just what you're looking for. Right? You can't defend everything, right? So here in the same line. Like, I really need to, like, the best I feel white would ever do here is this. Like, is there, like, can we just play a waiting move? At this point, this is just like, we have to agree that it's a draw. Because, like, any other move, like, in this position just wouldn't make much sense. Like, at that point, we just delete Alish initially, right? So this is the only move I think is the best. I think knight f6 is actually the only best. But knight f6 takes, and then you're fine. If the guy goes back, you can play this. Your opponent, like, any move of the king may... I know, check it doesn't work. I'm not sure any move of the king is bad. Because this is not bad. Like, this is not bad for him. So I don't know. I mean, this just is basically to kind of like try and control the pawn breaks. Infiltration is so important here. Like like how? Like, you'd want to do this, but I think just play pawn position. There's no infiltration. Like, both parties can't infiltrate. It's just now a back and forth. I don't. Wait. Okay. Let's say we come in here. Yeah, problematic now. White is winning. Oh boy. But I do feel like this is actually like where you want to be. Nothing more. If only there was a way we could find out, like, if there was a way we could get our king here. I think the reason I kind of like this like sequence is oh, these guys are going to play too late. Sorry. Yeah, he's really thinking. But like, there's no clear way of breaking through here. Bishop c8. Okay, that I did not consider, but yeah. H5 is what I've been looking at throughout. Knight e5, knight f4. Bishop c8 is crucial. Knight e4 takes, king takes. Very interesting. But guys, unfortunately, I will have to drop out here. Again, as always, I've been Pen Mason. I will try and cover this game tomorrow, the tournament tomorrow as well. If you haven't, remember to subscribe or to like the stream. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, sorry, I've not streamed in a while. The main reason I haven't streamed in a very long time is recently my neighborhood has been having the worst of internet. I could show you right now my bar is like 2 or 1 bar, like it's just that bad. So that's why I haven't streamed in a while. The aim right now is to fix it before I do my regular streams, but as and when there are tournaments and I can stream it, I will cover them. So thank you for staying around with me for this short period. Hope to see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day.